Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're going to be talking about that damn Draymond Green again. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, yesterday we did a show reacting to the back and forth, really the response that Draymond Green had to make towards Kenyon Martin. Now, Kenyon Martin was on Marcellus Wiley's show. He was also on Gil's Arena, where he was essentially saying that, look, I don't think Draymond is a tough guy. I think he's a fake tough guy. I think a lot of the stuff that he does is premeditated. All right, he picks and chooses who he's going to go after. Nothing ever seems to be in the spur of the moment. Because they were asking him, who do you think are some of the NBA enforcers throughout the history of the game? He's brought up P.J. Brown. I think McDaniels. He brought up Antonio McDaniels, if I remember properly. He brought up Charles Oakley, a few others, but he didn't bring up Draymond Green, right? And Draymond is perceived to be the enforcer of this modern era of the NBA, right? So then Draymond decides to respond to Kenyon Martin, and instead of responding directly to what Kenyon Martin said, he went off and started trying to do comparisons about their career. He basically started to deflect, right, and tried to make fun of Kenyon Martin's accomplishments as an NBA player. So for those of you who don't remember what Draymond had to say, I want to quickly play his comments for you guys here, because Kenyon Martin goes in today. Take a listen to what Draymond Green had to say here.
Number one, because I just know when I respond to it takes on a whole nother world, and guys get more publicity than they necessarily get when I don't respond. So I've been kind of taking the path of like, I ain't going to say nothing because I don't want to give people more publicity. But more importantly than the publicity, I try to stay in a space of respect. You know what I'm saying? I try not to be moved by someone just saying a thing or two, because at the end of the day, I still have my beliefs, and my beliefs are, man, I've rooted for this guy for a very long time, so I'm not a wishy-washy guy. Just because somebody say something, I'm not just going to jump out there and be like, oh, man, like, I got to respond or forget all of that. Like, nah, I stand on what I believe in. And what I've believed in is like, no, I supported that guy. So I'm not just going to jump off the rails and attack him or be responding and getting in these back and forths because of the respect and love that I had growing up as a kid. But, man, the shots just keep coming. And it's like, dang, why? And again, I just don't know how you can continue to shoot at me and you underachieve. Like, one all-star? Make no mistake about it. You are an all-star. I'll give you that. A lot of people can't say they're an all-star, so I'll give you that. You're a one-time all-star. That's beautiful. But you must admit, like, to be the player that you were and defender that you believed you were, and to not have, like, a single all-defensive second team, it's kind of an underachievement. Number one pick in the draft. A lot of people look for that guy to win Rookie of the Year. Didn't. All rookie team, though. First team all rookie. That's an accolade that I can't say I have. I ain't really played much as a rookie as the 35th pick. So I can't say I made any all rookie team. So kudos. I tip my hat to that. It started off promising. But I just, like I said, man, the shots, they're just a little baffling to me. Because all the criticism, like, if I stopped playing basketball today, my career was better, way more impactful. I think Kenyon Martin lost in a couple NBA finals. He got to sniff it. Didn't quite get a taste, but got a little sniff of it. Yeah, so your resume got to be a little better to just keep taking shots. It's not that people, like, your resume don't match up, people can't say, but these have been shots being taken. And it's just a little disappointing because, like I said, that's a guy who I cheer for relentlessly. Him in 2000 playing for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see that championship through either. My big brother, Martin Cleese, went and took that championship. So yeah, man, it's just a little disappointing.
Great. So that's what he said yesterday. So just this morning, I woke up. To my surprise, Kenyon Martin dropped another video. Well, not another. He dropped a video in response to the video the sound that we just played for you guys. And it was a much longer response, like almost 15, 20 minutes. We're not going to play all of it, but we want to play the parts where Kenyon Martin directly addresses the points that Draymond Green brought up, and I think that he absolutely he destroyed him. These are my thoughts. Take a listen to him here.
You have taken it that I've been taking shots at you. Your words. Shots, not so much. Speaking facts, getting paid to give my opinion now. So my opinion matters. And getting paid for it, so as well as yourself. So you can understand when something needs to be addressed, you always tend to address it. So, like I said, appreciate the acknowledgement, brother. You stated that I was an underachiever. And let's get into that first. Underachieving? Not so much, brother. If what I got into it for was different than most people, then, yeah, but what I got into it was to play 15 years. Check. Right? So, being drafted number 1, select few. Year 2, making it to the finals. Year 3, making it to the finals. Year 4, being an all-star. Being traded from that said team for three picks. Three first round picks, sorry. Not 3 picks, 3 first round picks. Changed conferences. Played in the toughest power forward era there could possibly be. Underachieving? Nah. Held my own? Yeah. 2 microfracture surgeries. The only athlete to come back from that. Patella surgery, repair. Knees, all of that. Ankle put back together. Still playing. Don't sit out of games. Can't tell me to sit out of games. I'm cut from a different cloth. You stated Kenyon was born and raised in Saginaw. Correction. Born in Saginaw. Oak Cliff made, brother. You talking about? So, cut from a different kind of cloth, man. I'm built different. And that word underachieving is thrown around too loosely, right? It really is. And from someone who came into this thing to a bad team, year 2, make it to the finals, led said team in scoring. Can you say that? Don't think so, brother. Come back, do it again. Came up a little short, much better team. Played the Lakers, came up short. You say I got the sniff it? Yeah, I went a couple times. Lost to some really good teams. Nothing to be frowned upon. Year 2, year 3, 23-year-old young man making it to the finals, playing against a dynasty in the Lakers. Yeah, really good team. And you mentioned that I never defensive player of the years and all defensive teams and things of that nature. We all know those things are biased, brother. You know what I'm talking about? Very biased. But the guys that I had to guard, different. Night in, night out, different. But ask them, same people who I had to guard, what did I bring to the table? We're not talking accolades here. You did your thing, man. You're a 4-time champion. Congratulations. But we all know, people that know this game and watch this game and know what to look for in this. They know, bruh. People that know basketball know what this is, man. Like, there's no way to like around it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't even like double figures for your career. Like you can't, like that's That's your personal accolade. That's something that you're not doing or doing. Single digits across the board. You've helped, yes. You've been the ultimate glue guy. I am shocked and appalled that you don't have an Elmer's Glue sponsorship, brother. Because if look it up in the dictionary, they should have your picture next to the Elmer's Glue thing, bro. Like glue, Draymond. Yes, bro. Absolutely. Every team needs one. You change that dynamic the way certain GMs look at glue guys, right? Second round picks. Like you changed the narrative for a lot of second round picks. Good job. I wouldn't know nothing about that. Never been considered a glue guy. Maybe later in my tenure after surgeries and moved teams a couple times, but no, not necessarily that kind of a glue guy. I was asked to do certain things and play certain people and score. I was actually, you know what? I was actually asked to score for us to win. I was actually asked to put that little round thing into that other little round thing. Like, for real, like they asked me to do, they ran plays, like, for me, like to go do, wasn't a passer. I wasn't sitting there finding guys and two of the best shooters of all time. Right, I wasn't asked to do those things. That just, I was asked to go play actual basketball. Like, pass it to me, shoot it, score it. Yeah, those things. Meaning, like, yeah, it was kind of a big deal in my, before surgeries, kind of a big deal, man. Right? Oh, they want me to pause. We ain't pausing nothing. We talking hoop here. So that was funny though. That was funny. I appreciate that. But yeah. So since we're talking careers, right? And we're talking numbers. So Steph Curry, we all know, is arguably going to go down as the best point guard ever. Is the best shooter ever. Hell of a basketball player. Shout out to 30, man. So, did a little digging. And Lil Birdie told me that games that Steph has played without Draymond, he is 53 and 38 in those games. Games without Draymond. He's winning record, winning percentage without Draymond. So let's flip that same coin. You've played 128 games without Steph. Wonder what that record is. That same little birdie told me that record 52, 76, 128 games. Under 500. So who needs who? Who's underachieving? Who's not carrying their brick when 30 ain't out there? Who should be asked to do more? Should the other guys be asked to do more, or should the guy that's been around that know how to win step up his production?
Great. So you heard what Kenyon Martin had to say. What are my thoughts about this? Look, Draymond Green deflected. And I got to say that this entire exchange between him and Kenyon, I think is proving Kenyon Martin's point. He picks and chooses. Because if you was about it, as you always say or seem to be about, you would have went right back at Kenyon. But instead, you're talking about, in your response video, he said absolutely nothing about the point that Kenyon Martin brought up. Kenyon Martin wasn't talking about Draymond Green's career. As a matter of fact, in the original sound, he was bigging him up. He's like, I don't take anything away from him. He didn't do any of that. He was talking about enforcers and how he believes that Draymond Green picks and chooses. And what did Draymond do? Pick and choose again. He chose, I'm not going to go directly at him and address the points that he brought up. Instead, I'm going to try to turn myself into the victim here and make it seem as if like I'm being attacked. Like, oh my God, why would you say this about me? Not forgetting the fact that it was about 2 weeks ago where Draymond Green was on his new NFL podcast where he called Dak Prescott a bum. A bum. So in that instance, you're giving your honest critique, right? And no one should have any issues with it, including Dak Prescott. In that instance, oh, I'm just giving my sports take. But when it came to Kenyon Martin and his opinion, he's not giving a sports take. He's hating. You see the difference with you see what the games that Draymond plays? This is what he does on the court. A lot of the time, Draymond sucker punches people, and then he flares his hands up like he doesn't know what he just did. He'll step on somebody's chest and act like he doesn't know what he just did. In this instant, he did it again. He called Dak Prescott a bum. A certified bum. Double, triple down on it. But then, when they call him out, all of a sudden now, he a victim. He running from the smoke. Kenyon Martin is addressing you directly. In this sound, he decided to go down the path which you went down, which was, oh, let's talk about each other's careers. But the reality of it, that wasn't Kenyon Martin's point. Kenyon Martin was simply talking about, are you an enforcer in the NBA? He doesn't believe you to be that. You turned it into some other about, oh, he's taking a personal shot at me. He started talking about championships. What did Kenyon? He didn't talk about that. So to me, man, he's still running. He out here looking like the road runner, the running man. Like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the running man. Or running ball, or whatever the hell the name of that movie was called, the running man. Come on, man. Like, keep it a bean. Don't be throwing rocks and then hide your hand. You just called Prescott a bum. But then you want to get offended when somebody talk about you. But in this case, he didn't even mention anything about you personally in terms of your career. But you took it there because you're trying to hide behind the fact that, oh, he said, instead of addressing like, nah, Kenyon, I don't pick and choose. I go at anybody. You didn't do that. You wanted to hide behind, oh, he's hating on me. Come on, man. Knock it off. Yo, knock it off with this, man. Knock it off. Unbelievable. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.